This episode is brought to you by marketing consulting firm The Bonafide Lyrics and Marketing, LLC, where creativity meets business. You can check us out at www.theblm.com for more information on how we help local artists and creatives maximize their business presence. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
It's the All Love, No Fear podcast.
Hey.
It's the All Love, No Fear podcast.
Hey.
Check us out. It's the All Love, Oh, No Fear podcast. All Love, Oh, No Fear podcast.
Hey. Welcome to the All Love, No Fear podcast. We are your host.
This is Kaybee in the building, ready to do some potting today.
And my name is Mark Metapoetic Bennett.
Yep, we in here, episode 3. Tres, toi.
Nope, we're not going to do this.
Tre, that was Spanish, French, and Italian, I believe.
Awesome.
I took languages in college. I got to use it somehow in real life.
Great.
Wow. Astounding.
It's
what language
cool.
did you take? Did they even make y'all take? I don't
What
know.
does that mean? She's trying to play us.
I just had a clarification. I didn't go on down to y'all implications about
I'm
what
trying
y'all
to come
was
at us
doing.
like-
I don't know about my college. I don't know what y'all did. What language did you take in college, though? Like,
Spanish one I did in high
how did you do? What's that? Were you good at Spanish?
in high school, 4th level.
Okay. And this is the reason I asked this question. But I'm just like, I find it middle school, high school, and first level Spanish. Like, fam, 6 years. Like, what is? I don't understand.
Them
Right. These grades were.
I think that's
You be seeing it all the time. High school Spanish. Like, are you still at como learning the number? Like, what are we doing? Come on. What?
En mis zapatos es negro. Those words. Let's take a language.
Oh, Lord, have go order Rosetta Stone or something.
Lingo.
The thug dueling.
Them to teach.
That's completely fine. Let's move on to our action.
Word.
We are gonna move to it section.
Or lose it. Or lose it. It's lose it. It's the love it.
Lose it. Today, I picked that I would want to use for. I basically wrote down a bunch of Mark pick a topic. The topic for today is back to the little snippet that we related to pizza. So, our love it or lose it.
Toppings?
Yes, pizza topping. So the 4 choices: sausage, anchovies. Keep away. What would you love?
Every time I think about anchovy, what anybody says, get them. What I don't need. That's what I don't need in my life.
Anchovies were fish for like a long time. It was like, oh, I'm allergic to. It was like, they're fish, and got into that and figured out. But I don't know. For some reason, anchovies were like a vegetable.
Fish.
It sounds like a vegetable-y type of word. Sound like a way, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Anchovy sounds.
I'm getting that anchovies as a fish in my mind. It's hard for me to wrap around what you're saying.
It gives me veggie vibes. A little rich. So anchovies are.
Yeah, nah.
Okay.
I'm shut that down. Nope. You should never have fish on.
Yeah, that sounds gross. It's okay. Like, I don't. Unless it's flying fish. Shout out. But, yeah, dub for me.
Because when you said this, the other ones, I was like, okay. I was like, nah.
On that, guys.
That's.
How
about
me? My pepperoni.
anchovies?
Yeah, I mean, I can sort of like put that sort of mass fishy. It's not too fishy. I can like throw some that flavor in my mind that anchovies aren't.
It's over on that flavor. a whole new slice. Great.
So here's the thing: there were anchovies on a slice of. You throw it away.
Oh.
Probably eat it.
Awesome.
Slice of pepperoni pizza. I'm not.
This. You know why this eater. This is why this sounds.
I am a picky eater. That is correct.
Sounds insane.
I feel like I've eaten pizza with anchovies. I was like, okay. I just kind of blended into that. It was fish.
Like, oh shoot, something nasty.
Anyway, so things on it were delicious. So pepperoni, I can't.
Dramatic.
It's not dramatic. I think it's nasty. Okay. Okay.
Why is it?
Oily, like salami, light, like it's just
You don't like
salami. I don't like a lot of cured meats in general.
Makes more sense.
So for me, and it's like whenever I see it's like, just look at this like of like unnecessary gross to me. And every time people are like, we gotta throw the box away. I want that. And people are like, well, you can pick all the things that are there. I don't want pepperoni. It's a dub.
I never choose pepperoni, but
if pepperoni's there, that's just where and like the times I've just been like, this is a mistake. I'm not in texture of it is weird to me. To thinly sliced piece of like it's too much and I cannot pepper me. So I would throw that for sure.
Yeah, it's not a terrible. But
I mean, that's where we are. That's enjoy, but actually,
I don't eat it. It's
I've
eat it.
I've seen you eat it.
I'm making my. I'm not adding pepper.
Right, like that's never work with one of those.
No, the pepperoni is there.
Yeah, I feel very.
I'll eat it.
Yeah, I will eat.
So
I don't know.
I do love myself.
Not
You eat anchovies. How you gonna
anchovies. I said I have eaten them,
can't-
but if I had to
false
find,
equivalent?
tell you,
It's a false equivalence.
I just share things.
right.
So what would you love? What would you say at all times?
Sausage.
Sausage. Do 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 do. Italian sausage. Okay,
It was not
Italian sausage.
Italian sausage. It was Italian sausage.
Okay.
That's what Italian sausage is trash.
Mushrooms.
I'm not gonna choose that over sausage.
Okay.
So mushrooms would be those. Yeah, I think mushrooms would be.
Okay.
Those are four random toppings.
Got to keep some excitement. Who knows what it means, but it's provocative. Yeah, that's what I try to when I come to pod. You a hater. Mine, sausage and mushrooms. I guess it's what I want on the. But I think if I had generic that could go with Asians, it would probably be like what I think mushrooms are delightful. Have great texture to all flavor profiles. So I love mushrooms. Just about anything. It's a topping.
Yeah.
But sometimes sausage isn't necessarily. Let's say I'm trying to put pizza with like pineapple. In pineapple situation.
Yeah, there's some comments.
I may not. I said pineapple pizza. Wonderful. You just gotta expand. But like yeah, and like maybe like some bacon or some ham or something like that. Just because I don't like that. I may put mushrooms on it. Evens, but yeah, mushrooms are a personal. People don't like them, but I think they're want to have them on pizza. Word to Big Bird, love it or lose it. Enjoyed that
this week, but we'll get you back in.
That's fine. Move into our time. So chips and marriage, and so inevitably comes up marriage relationship kind of cheating. The question we want to explore today is
word.
So I guess my opinion. Is cheating a deal breaker? Not necessarily. I guess first exactly we think cheating. Because I saw something on this week and I made a point to refer back to it on the pod. And let me see. I gotta get me a new phone. Because this one right here, giving up the ghost meme said, or the Instagram post, doesn't start with sex conversations. Yeah. I saw that and I was like, that is I think don't know if I subscribe to the idea that a sneaky conversation I would necessarily classify cheating. It's I would look as you're absolutely 100. Yeah, it's wrong. Like you shouldn't think from your partner or hiding conversations, planning like a secret surprise party, hiding conversations with people from your partner. Then that's definitely necessarily lump it in cheating. Like it depends on like was exactly what the sounding it, and I has bearing on what kind of relationships like you guys are just dating basis.
Cheating, yeah, I think that's right. Depends on your person, where that's going.
Right.
Chances of the cheating.
Right.
Just like a site, I don't think, even if to you, conversation for the podcast, tell your spouse.
Right. Don't be getting your maps.
because it sounds crazy. like
it's not. No one said
cheating is not a deal breaker. Your spouse. I'm not saying don't say it, but how that and when you say it, and knowing who.
Right.
Yeah, because now you also like open the door. Like you can have it.
All passes should be agreed upon.
Yeah, like I think it depends on a lot. Get out of there. If that's rephrase what I'm saying. We're gonna be saying this. Communication is key. If y'all communicate and y'all have a conversation to be exclusive for each other, no one else will come between. It's only gonna be y'all two, and then I believe weren't together that long. Then you should just go.
Not together for that long. Like what? Appropriate like of being together to say ladies games with you.
General number.
Okay, I mean it's not like backed by science.
Like mine in the first 2 years.
Okay, I would tend to agree.
Like all right, longer than that, and you still come back from this, you should also.
I agree with that.
Something happens, you're like we can't also.
Yeah.
The 2 years is just by thinking about it, but
still sort of like getting sort of in that like still sort of in that like feel. For the most, you're invested, but it's not like together or like there's a whole lot tying if you're like moving at a normal. So it should chuck the deuces and keep it pushing.
Even if it's over 2 years, not married, that is put marriage. Is at least give you pause. Figure out where that came from, and let's address, because cheating creates a place of uncomfortableness that both people are in, where both are uncomfortable with themselves, partner.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding how to handle, how to navigate in others.
Right. So I guess cheating, because a lot of things are cheating. Their partner, like having a side conversation, they consider that to be your partner kissing. People think, all out, is cheating. But people have different, like, how they decide what they can do.
I think the best way to answer, do not assume it's the same thing as what your partner thinks. It's the best way to explain that.
Right.
That what you consider line is the same thing that you.
But also, if you're the person that you can't diminish as well. You might not only having side conversation one time. To you and partner, that's cheating. So you have to be respectful of. I don't necessarily agree or because
don't come for me. Stay away from me. Yeah. Get away from me. Do not.
Very clear. Everybody's gonna receive hands. Let's not. But for me, I believe like Mark, almost 10 years. We've been together for about 10 years. We've been married for almost 5. Have a child together. And then, let's be clear, Mark has never cheated on me. Yeah. Cheating in this situation over here. But we've had this conversation several times. And if Mark had cheated on me, I probably would have been out because time.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Go. I don't have to play these games. Go. Yeah. It ain't no problem. I think at this stage for so long, having a family, I was very seriously. If for some reason, my run to divorce, we've for me, it's been great. I would at least be to work it out.
Yeah.
He's willing to do it, of course, because I'm no way with me. Absolutely not. Cheated. I found out, and he was like, I want to make this marriage work. I want to counseling and doing the shit. I'm not immediate to deal breaker. I'm out. We break. It's not to say that what he did or brush it under the rug. No, we gonna patient. But I'm running to just be a dub.
Yeah, and clear. I definitely, because even if the counseling, what I do in a relationship will still change.
It will never be what it was
before.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And people with the whole dear dynamic that you hold dear, in relationship.
Right.
Relationship, and then you don't. Relationship you've had, not the way it was.
Like you may you're in the relationship, you may, the cheating brought them closer together. I'm a forgiving person. That's gonna be like, even if I'm not, like, my view of you.
And she, now you have to go through, like, she be like, what are you doing? Because I look crazy. Like,
every request for me to look.
You're like, yeah, I got to fault. I made this happen.
Right. You got to sit and tiptoeing around. Like, all right, I guess it's cool. You've earned your freedoms.
With a couple of years.
Right. Like,
where I have things to do.
Right. Like, there's in like a holding pattern, earning your partner's trust back to just not be worth it to go out there. I was the Mark. If he cheats a woman pregnant, I'm out of there. Now, y'all got me. Because the fact that you were unprotected sexual now they're having a child. Joy. I'm not even playing around. Because that's and I know there are people out there, they have gotten back together and done. I feel like the level of disrespect to somebody and it was being born, which is sources that are coming to me and to my household. And
it's a lot of factors.
It's a lot of factors. I will make sure a relationship with her sibling. I'll even be polite and friendly together no more though. Like I'm not doing all of that. That's where I draw the line. I'm like, you just, at that point, it lets me know that you are a relationship. Yeah. That you would put like that. That just lets me know more. So what am I going back and forth? Go over here, you go over there. Everybody's fine. I still. Let's be clear. Still, I'm not with you all.
I actually, and I found out that you can probably look up yourself. So, some facts. No. It's just continued admit that they are say that they are all on good terms, which is a crazy disconnect. That is a crazy disconnect. 60% of men still on good terms.
She's cool. Nah, she wants to kill you. You're not.
It's quite insane.
Bananas.
Let me see. Go too much into like how much.
But yeah, I think it's before you delve deep relationships with people and what their point of view is about. Like I said before, is perfectly fine. Your partner, that's a dub, and a good person because they consider like stations that might you just think, oh, it's harmless. I mean, it's meant to be, will be whatever. You have to be what your standard repeatedly, and so that everybody knows. No, you didn't think that. Da, da, da.
Yeah. Even to of adults, if they enter into anybody else,
right?
18% said it wasn't the same thing as a physical.
And I think the reasons.
I think when you have,
I was like, as people, physical easy to get into like that without to a person. Like, these famous actors, rappers, cheating with the chicks from the strip, random individuals. They don't know these people. They don't have action. This was just a purely something like that is easier to an emotional situation to somebody opening up to you, knowing somebody else to. I think that's where, or like challenging, or like hurtful to you as a over as a. You're being close with me and we're having a hard time just, giving your heart practically to another you don't think and trying to say, oh, well, I'm not. But it's betrayal of the covenant of your relationship, knowing someone else into your week in that way that you're not a partner.
The best way is just out of here from the beginning. Notice the sign and like get out of there. When I say that, I mean, it took me. I always said that when I was younger, so nice syndrome where like people, nice guy, people. I would try to accommodate other women and everything. My spouse uncomfortable, and like anything like that, but just pick them up, say hello. Oh, the person brought nice, and like your mindset, like be nice and everything. Making your spouse uncomfortable. But you're like, but it's nothing else. What's the problem? Mindful of how you call it. And also be there. You're the person is a certain way.
Right.
Predicament that you have to, that will hurt you.
It's like, I don't, this hasn't happened to us. But if there was somebody like out here bringing him lunch every day and doing blah, 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 he's not thinking anything. Slides into my DMs and hits me with the lunch because clearly you don't be fit. Now it's making me think that something's really going on. The way it sounds and now it's calling everything, and now I'm doubting you. I'm doubting myself. It just too necessary friction. I agree with you that and as a woman, you have to be mindful certain interactions and certain could be persons cheating or pathway to cheating or whatever. Think that talk enough about what things like lead people place. Think that happy they were this that, and honestly like they're bored. Articulate that they're bored out for fear of like partner, and so they start seeking their sources to boredom, I guess, so to speak. Think they kind of fall into didn't really intend to find. Then it's like trying to cover your tracks and trying to hide. And it just ends up it's like once you start lying, you got to keep telling lies, and then eventually get found out lies at this point. So not only are you a liar, that's the part where people from. It's lied to as well, not just cheated. And I think when the other, hey, something's going 2 and 2 together, and then they, I didn't even like that it is. I'm like, oh, so you're a cheater. That's lit. I think that makes it hard to come back from, and it's an easy thing to cheated on. Didn't feel. I've also cheated on. I'm just saying, wouldn't do it again though. Like, because to me, it's just like of yourself and in person to do something like that. Being cheated on is not. It's not a great and knowing this sometimes to be like, because a lot of people think in their mind, yeah, I'm out. And so you really gonna be a feeling or not. You try you might. Well, maybe we can try to make it work. But I think again at where you are. Take an honest look at your relationship and think about
what happened and stuff too. Like gradual, they're meeting up over and over.
Right.
If the person's still there's a lot of. It's not a thing. It's a lot of what kind of changes happen.
Yeah, I agree. And if you're getting to with the person, but to make them feel you're too far gone, you just need to break up, bro. It's nuts. I strong 0-star recommend. I think when you're getting to that, like when you're not able, I guess, whether the decision to think you just, what's happening here. For some people, cheating, I'm out of here. This is for others, it might be the longer you're like, they're almost the harder
just leave
because like we see what's her name wife Vanessa, like they were 12 years and couple kids and all that. She need to leave him for like 8-9 years. Something like that. It's just tangling of the relationship with it. It's better out, and I mean
and it works
exactly out. If both parties work it out, I don't care end it, because you gonna end it. Like it's just not
it's what you were saying. Marital infidelity, but in at least % of husbands who admit with their marriages overall, with their marriage, still cheated.
An instance like on something, or they just weren't agreeing.
Or the person
was just there, and it was like, maybe they didn't even have to have drinks to something new and see what's happening. Wasn't even nothing really going on.
14% revenge affair to give full spouse.
Yeah.
Percent of men agreed.
Things. The first was it 41% of
which one?
Of who the last set of
6% of marriage and
right.
34% marriage.
And I think that's the thing. Women, we kind of, if our husband cheats on whoever cheats on us, it's us. He doesn't find us attractive. Dude is like, I like this chick. Great. I just real foreseeable reason have a hard time wrapping our mind right, and that's it.
What can I do to prevent this?
Literally nothing. Reason. There's nothing you need. I think that's to untie ourselves from this idea that something we weren't doing, and so we need to make 9 times out of 10 these dudes on as per.
Yeah.
So you don't need to cook more. You don't need to get you a weave. You don't have to do any cheated because you wanted to. It don't.
And the reality is, a lot of times they change yet.
No, not at all. I and this when you're talking about third love their husband, and about the revenge, do it not because with the husband, like it's more a lot of times like emotionally. But the thing is, I think standard the man over the emotion cheat as the woman is because when a woman think enough, or maybe she think, they'll be like, she's mean, horrible person. You're on me. Well, I will. She's a terrible woman. Oh, meanwhile, she's cheating. You've cheated on, not like bringing like emotional attachment to it more so than men.
But of course, there isn't the case.
Right.
We'll say that also. The fact is, we're both reasons. Yeah. Regardless.
I mean, cheating is a terrible thing. It messes up the dynamic of however in each relationship decide what for themselves as a couple and take it from don't live under any like never happen. But I also think honest about that kind of know what product is and I hope that will if we ever find we're tempted to check but my whole too trash, that will be enough. But like people do this stuff
at least pay some bills, something. Just,
fam.
Can they take a bill? Can they? We have bills.
We have bills. Pay us
this daycare.
Pay something at least. If the least you could do, like if you clean the house up or something, have a make. She can't just be out here. Just But nobody's gonna be cheating on. Yeah. But like I just it's a really common and it makes me sad. But it's a thing that you have and be honest with your own. If you're going into a relationship thinking that y'all gonna be to do that without any like action, sorely misinformed.
I always say if thing you stay faithful. Right. Don't just assume it will never happen. Of all gender,
for sure.
Be ready for it at all times. All right.
Right. And you have situations.
Yeah.
Through any type of way or could you have to? Yeah. Like you got to be. You got.
Yeah. Like when you see what's happening, someone's looking at you a different way. You're like, let me just stay away from you. Let me just get away from you. Don't even play into it. Well, I can control. Right. Just get out of it.
Right. Because I think
I think a lot of myself. Well, it's just a drink. It's just like something quick. Gonna do nothing. I'm just going to get some food, drink. Like it, things like that. The small things are just a build up.
Because like a lot of us unintentionally and making someone think we're just trying to be nice and like compromise. Where like, how do you now talk? Yeah, well, I went to lunch. Well, I just thought it was one. Like, how do you broach that conversation? Like in your partner's mind, they're like, think that this was the thing. So now landed and it's just just taints everything. And I roll every single situation. It's just happened. But I think be careful, be authentic in how you in the world outside of your marriage. People shouldn't think you shouldn't give people room to think that they're from around here. Get married, because you don't like just once that seed out in discord is planted, everything becomes colored. You're like looking for cheating. Well, what are they doing now? Now you trying to find it, and now you're just down there. Now you look super crazy. If you doing all that, what's happening? Like I don't do any of that. I played that game before. I don't have. That's this whole cheating. I don't need to check phones. Doing that, it'll be revealed at the appropriate time. Honestly, like I joke about this to find out Mark was cheating. I was like, when? Where? Where will you be all the time? Can you tell me if you was cheating?
My coworkers definitely snitches.
Oh, Mark over here, because so like, are you cheating? Like, bringing it up? Like, well, how? I would really want to know the legation because I'm like, I don't know how you have. So that's confusing to me. Yeah, definitely. All that's right. It. Any more stats? Want to add to the?
similar to what you were saying. Married, forget about the 7 on the 2-year mark when you're looking for an affair. So marriages, cheat.
Interesting.
In my mind, I didn't think that, but
no. Does it go into detail about for marriage or just no? You know what? That statistic makes a little bit of sense. Last couple of years, married like between like 2010 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like, oh, they dated for each other and whatever. Like these 4 or 5 years before, it's like you would think, oh, they've been together, they whatever. And then it's like one day and you're like, yeah. I don't know what all happened. Cheating occurred in every situation, ins and outs of these people's lives. So the statistic is interesting, and it makes me want, like, in these particular situations, played a role. Like, I was reading something about like they're not lasting past, and I wonder if the concept of cheating has, especially happening so early, to do with that. I wonder why. That
well, there is why I'm not cheating. But one of the good reasons, it says bankrolling your basic run. One survey found that $44 a month. I don't have the money. I don't have $444 a month. Travel from hotels. I have no time.
Right. Because see, that's the thing that would be not even that you're just cheating. 400 hands. Advocator of domestic violence, but we're spending $400 of that we really do out here whining and dining.
$400 a month? Nah.
Like that's just what it's gonna have to be. I'm like, I could be 400 bills.
Which is why I advise I'm not gonna pay for nothing for y'all. It's gonna be so many factors like stay away from me.
Marcus,
I'm not doing nothing for drinks. I'm not. You don't want to stay.
That's fine. PSA about why it's a bad.
I'm not giving you no money.
Anyway, Jay's B-side concert.
Let's transition. Him
and his wife telling me about the whole cheating. The segue?
Okay.
Okay. Actually, thought it was a wonderful segment. To Sean, Jay-Z Carter had a B-sides to reopen Webster past week. I saw some videos posted. It looked pretty good. And he spoke of the hustle and, empowerment. So you can hear it for yourselves.
Gentrify, young, do it. Plain people moving. What Nipsey was doing, that's what he was doing. Under keep us trapped. They read he lived by blacks. Take the property back. The genius plan in fact. So now we fighting on in the barrel, but barrel they ain't never tell us. So when the barrel, we can easily get out those back. Whoever stay attached, they can pull. I was doing just that. Stay close, the schedule, lay low. Point in the places that they killed in the place that he called. How we gonna get in power? Y'all like to run off on the plus. That ain't lit. Me and my team, man, sometimes the joint. That ain't the point. So those 92,000, so ain't nothing for y'all to wow. But it is something to start chasing our goals, not chasing goals. We find pull up in the roads but I don't want somebody to bounce these out. I be going to see me. That young split with me. But physically, mentally. Some way, I'm gonna make it up.
All the shotguns.
I don't get why we had to do this. Yes, round for Sean.
Yeah, once again, I am a
stand.
This is the reason it's about things that are important. Points that you just need. He talked about it before about buying. That's how you rinse it. With Nipsey and what he was talking about. I've said it before. Crabs in the barrel, but no one ever mentions that crabs ain't
facts.
Gems, a lot of gems in there, and I appreciate it great. On that B-sides to go to, I'm very about this podcast. So next year, which I'm hoping to need some tickets. Besides 3,
need some tickets for the B-side.
The reason why was because in camera.
Killer Cam.
It's crazy. It was like a week ago. I was telling Kristen, "Hey, ever hear New York City on stage?"
Literally did say that.
I just said that. I was playing the song. I was like, because Jay-Z and Cam, it's not. Lo and behold, out on City at the B-sides threw me off because anyone else knows about that beef. That beef, like I researched, happened like who was convicted of stabbing was signed to Cam.
Signed Cam.
Has signed Cam. I do remember Cameron was president of but Dame never told his vacation, so he came back. Like I've heard mad instances from Kanye West, and they had a beat and they had a song, and Jay heard the song, put me on. So like isn't like verses back and forth going on for a while. I'm surprised. Because was just like a lot of crazy back and forth. I didn't see that happening. So I know a lot of if you are New York hip hop, with being a fan that and Jay I'm a big Jay, so like it was always big through shot. Just
Y'all just get along.
So I'm happy without having shots being thrown at each other. This is where hilarious. Fourth, I think Cam said,
Because Jay's menu of ever some nonsense going. Petty boobs.
Like, it was interesting. Because I remember, like, Can't Be the King of New York with boat shoes on. So I remember, like, back and forth. And Jay-Z was like, if you, like, from what you think you move.
Yeah. He said what he said.
Like, so, like, Jay-Z, but, like, it was like, I knew it was crazy, the Jay-Z Nas thing.
So at the B-Sides concert.
Yeah, he was there because that was, like, the big thing, too. It was crazy because Nas, Jay-Z, he didn't like, try to make that happen for, like, what was it, for that song? Mm-hmm. He said, put it together. And he didn't even go out of his way of how this happened. Like, it was like, hey, let's try to get this together. Like, who? I wonder. Because, like Dame on his apology tour. So, I don't know if
Dame Dash apology way, because
but I don't know if that apology plays into why this happened. So, we'll rest.
Word. Pick videos from the concert. Legit had a rock graph hanging from the ceiling, which it's Jay-Z. First on the black market.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yeah, that's it's not the original. It's not what he and was like. Oh, it's sold out.
Yeah.
And like, I move just
and
then just selling niggas closer to the day.
Like a week.
Yeah, we're sold out like day 2 though.
Yeah. If you could get them on the 18th. Sale went on the 20th. Sorry. So yeah, they were like pretty quickly. If you weren't, it's on those days. Then it was. But
that's a second. I remember back in I remember in 2000 he was having a concert going for $50. He was so old, and I was like, what? Went on sale. I let him get these tickets. And I was trying to get to it. Sold out. I was like, yo.
Me and my sister were trying to see Adele. Mm-hmm. Computer screens at work. So I had on the 2 screens at work with who got a ticket for Adele? No. By the time just fresh in and blah 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 blah, it's like, well, that's that on that guy.
You gotta have a fast internet.
You gotta have them ready to go.
Yeah.
Your iPad, your tablet, desktop, your laptop at the ready.
Yeah, get that.
For real, you got to get something because them tickets are dub. Okay.
Word.
I forgot about the day. I'm gonna bother to look because I have way more money than I'm interested. And just not gonna. I'm just gonna have to let it go. My life.
Word.
But it looked like people response to concert. People freestyle. I was like, okay, so he was going with this at all. I don't think it's because I noticed with his, especially 444, talk about a lot of and us like buying back the names. So like his I guess it was just like, oh, people thought he was coming there, and I think that's why it's kind of making now, but. I am excited. A new album that I can get my albums. So yeah, Jay-Z today. The fact that he came out in a tuxedo, locks. Is he like this locks thing vibe? What's happening? What are we doing now?
He's hair free.
Okay. The Jay-Z lyric. Thank you. This is why. So. Up next, Artist Spotlight. Weeks we've been artists that we like, dope, and that people should get in. As I'm sure we've mentioned before, Button podcast. A little Button, they don't like his podcast. It's hilarious that other people might not necessarily think. Anyway, so it's like way back when, like maybe they played songs to play that, and so podcast played us named Sean Smith, Young Savage, Philadelphia. Recently was on Heap Hope. I was like, what's my mouth doing? He was on one of their ciphers and
killed it, by the way.
Murder. He's signed to anybody. I think he's he's like young at this point. He is lyrical, like to the point where it's like and like a what he's saying. It's just the way he put the imagery of what disgusting. Like he's bananas. Like his word, I can't even take it.
And story, like he started out, I guess, raps and everything, and then he said, and then got focused more on God with the
sort of like East Coast in a way.
Not that far in terms of states.
I don't know. Chicago is far. I recognize that Illinois is the state. Chicago. I do a little geography. Yeah, it's just that's kind of how if I had to like give somebody when you say that. I would
Yeah.
say like still cuss and carry on a little bit. The message overall, they be out here trying to win souls, even it.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I don't anybody. I think he's still an independent at this point, but he's like really come himself and starting to learn more about him. 2017 is called Sing. The whole thing is a bop from beginning. The flows on there like just chance to play. Which one are you gonna play? Y'all listen. Life on this song. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I am not lying. You're gonna.
He's crazy. There's a few of them crazy. One quote that said that Cass played his song, it kicked him off when Maul played it.
Because I had never heard of him before. Is that?
Like people just don't do for any. Stopped at them giving me a pass. That was a plaque what brought heaven to the next podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got up because like good lyrics. Who know how to the good lyrics like empowering them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna. This is our first time playing a full song.
Yes.
Let's hope, but it's it. So hopefully listen to it and decide to cut it off.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do not do it. So, all right, Heaven by Sean.
Yeah. Look, I'm from a seed on where your friend and family attest you bumps. Yeah. Lyrics, my parents had this sort of game where people working for you. See them folks at your lowest, and but God showed us through Moses. I was born to blow Warren Buffett while we warring. Women is begun. These rap come, they ran to sip that they falling for fame. And then you lost in the game, like Rick Ross in his chain. Christian soul, trying to pick and roll. I used to always constant wisdom, the reason I've been saying what I honestly want. Take it how you want it. It's Easter Sunday, the morning, and I'm leaning up to get thoughts, probably leading up to my torment. Usually up till a snoring. Joke sun every morning, and I had sway to get dark. And from thinking back on my life, if all the trappers was in the fashions, I was rapping, trying to get no ride. All we saw is go too wide. He let it die. He kept it sit when it's 9-1-4-5. American Eagle bullets. You play a game with your life. All the things that was the norm, and a regular could not inform that the devil did not the storm. We were straight delicate, calm and warm. As quickly I found wisdom to set aside. All these other clowns is dialing now for better vibes and wind up bowing down. Gonna show us brave when we ain't feel weird. I'd rather hit it. I'm being thankful, free, keeping faith and greed. So I'm catch a flight, cause I'm trying to my spirit lead.
Son.
Get
I'd rather hear
get it.
fam. Swayed if I'm rubbed the wrong way. So what? Like I can normally out like just like having, but the first time I heard this song all the way through, like it was just hashtag too much. But yeah, check out Sean. His last pretty good bars.
This month?
Last month.
Called Our Real Song.
Yes, also bars. The young man. I really will kind of blow up more because he's actually like a really like no cap. He's lit. Yeah. So titled Spotify.
Yeah.
Find him.
That's for him.
Yes, rap Sean Smith. And if you get on on YouTube and like videos, like he did like a mask freestyle, like I was like, does this young man body? If you're in good content in terms of
message,
get into what Sean. This is why I will keep with Sean Smith. Full circle. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
For you.
So, a couple things down. I don't know if I'm gonna go into particular. Yeah. Today, just told me. Women around the world. Heartthrob Idris as Stringer Bell, also known as just 2008 hottest man. Also known as Luther, known as Monty from Daddy's Little. Also known as Old Boy from Takers. Great man all around. James Bond, if the people will let us. Idris Elba got married. Broken at this moment. Someone check on K. Michelle through it at this point. Just to like mess around / Idris Elba is married, named Sabrina. If you go back to the Meghan Markle and Prince chick in the Gucci outfit for your wedding, and you come out to your house, Gucci, a regular person's wedding. You put on a classy suit, you get on down there, not the Gucci. But we forgive her decision. She did not wear a Gucci. They are married. The internet is in an uproar. Everybody And a lot of people think they're secretly he's really married to Sabrina.
That's fine.
So, you know, congrats to them. But yeah, it's some people in this world that eats again. I'm actually surprised he married twice before, been engaged, or marry anybody. So
he has a song with like which is kind of fly.
yes, DJ and what is that singer or whatever. He's out here doing many things.
That with Tokyo Jets, Sean Paul.
It's all of the only person I know outside of the other people on there are. I only came to this. So congrats to the applause. Congrats. A fruitful marriage, and you know, things going on. And I talked about last week because I thought so it came. I could have missed it. To be completely honest, for all felt like guys, what was that? For y'all to be wrapping up Black series, like why did you get a finale or get like what's up with that? Like being Mary Jane kept this the whole thing. I guess it was in how the way it ended. I guess character Mary Jane's decision making, but
have been poor.
So you know the way. Okay, well this is typical shenanigans. Like for so much story locked up quickly without explanation. In the final, one of the characters just explain where this person's at. Yeah, like. Like I just felt like I can't watch good, and it never did. I was a little disappointed by that, like being Mary Jane as a show, to hear that they weren't renewing. I mean, I guess they wrap point of a finale, but I on how I used to feel when the episodes were going, when the seasons ended, and see the next one. But like kudos to them getting a season finale for the storyline. You know, all those beautiful Black people getting their coins. Side note: Michael Ealy is really attractive, shaped head. And seen it, I can't unsee it. Like, I spent the whole to him like, oh my gosh, he's not ugly. His head is just shaped. Also, and you know what it is, Mary Jane. They kept playing before this movie he has coming. I'm just like, so I just get to see more. Goodness gracious, that's my feeling. Mark is looking at my feelings. I don't think he's hit like, oh my god, he's so fine. I'm listening Idris and Morris. Like, you know how I know Chestnut was in the two. Just like, I don't get him. Morris Chestnut, but you know, we can't. But anyway, most to them for wrapping the show up were too high, or my expectations could have been better. There were parts of it like things, but then like edited out, and so I was just like, there's some parts of this, but okay, we're gonna move on. Moving on from that was the kind of show with Lauren London, and you know, when they things, be honest, because like the really good show. I used to watch that show at one point, and then went downhill from there. Same with being Mary Jane
when it moved
to BET.
Yeah,
it was like on another channel, BET, and got a little dicey. And I don't know if it's because I don't know, but it just got a little dicey. Expectations for BET shows, and it paid very high. However, this I'm tuning in. It was and they employing some actors. They got Jackie Long out there. Hollywood. Is that even still on? Jackie Long is in it. The guy that plays Secure. Mark is looking at me right now.
It's Serrani
Jackson. His name and how it's written now, the two in my mind yet. So right now, Dro from Insecure. Who else? They got oh my goodness, the one that plays on they've got a lot of cool on there. The storyline is actually pretty cool. The way the first episode ended, what happens, keep it up, well acted, where they definitely cut out a scene that it was like it literally jumped from one thing flame, what just happened. I'm just supposed this show I don't need to infer, I need you to happened. Yeah. But like other thought it was and it was better than Mary Jane. To seeing it, I know a lot of people are watching. You know, Lauren London just lost her life, Nipsey Hussle, blah blah blah. A lot of support people watching. Keep up with that. Name of the actors. Played the little girl in Kids. Him on the Instagrams. Yeah, it's about so thing that happened this week. SWV, Lily, and they had them listening to some of the newer Lonnie and her and you know Coco is the group, and you know, no shade to SWV personally. I don't think they have a nasal joy like audibly, but no shade. I mean that world. Kudos to all their music like that. But listening to some of the newer artists, and so the video, the three of them listening to different her, Kalani, some of these other, you know, and basically his face the whole time was like, all right guys, that two people, like she was actually her and Tiana Taylor. Most of it sounds like sounds like I'm listening to the same print over, and like well, you really be singing da 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 da. He thinks she is. Why is she young girls? Blah 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 blah. Like, I don't think I just like do like music. Okay, I get it. But like all of her music is starting to sound, and I would like, which is the same thing that sort of said. And then Tiana Taylor one day, but Tiana Taylor's just incredibly at everything. Hasn't popped yet. Like her voice is like amazing. That much that she put out, it was for an album years for, but music doesn't really like promote her conversation. But they said that they like Kaylani. She's cool. All of them. Kaylani, all the sound and it's like or like
I don't happens a lot of times.
Because I feel like back in the day, like a Whitney from a.
But I don't know. I don't think they just make music have a sound. I think people just tend to want and anybody who has that sound.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes what happened with the mumble artists and everything because everybody you hear a sound. So anybody who does, I'm not gonna put that on the artist. The artist,
right.
It's just the people tend to sound the same. Different, diverse people bring up, and I think that's the problem. I can blame them because I don't think. I think
like yeah, but directed towards a certain sound of the moment.
They're being marketed as this.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. So SWV listening to the hilarity, okay? It's just enough to get you, like, it's that auntie shit, just like, all right. I wish she hears a lot of these people. I agree with her because I'm like, I feel like I can't tell half these new girls from the sound the same to me. So it's like I'm at like the Shazam song while it's being played on what I identify. Who's Anna? I can identify her by like Janelle, but somebody like Kehlani, and I just can't tell her. What's that other girl? Tell her from Kali Uchis, Dua Lipa. There's songs that all be sounding the same. You gotta. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you what. Help with me, okay? That's what I'm. We'll do our Googles on that later. In keeping with talking about MILLENNIAL a lot, awards are coming up this Wednesday, and the reason I bring it up is I don't understand how the awards were. Cardi B is nominated for like all of it, and I'm just like and I legit have awards. Point is like I don't.
It's strictly people. The Billboard list. We'll put in the Billboard list are labels. So it's a bunch
of to the internet. So let me read.
Because I don't care what they say.
The billboards are based on album and streaming radio air engagement. I can see why Cardi B like a million of the awards. Cardi B was out here in these streets and she was touring I can see why. Because in Post Malone nominations, in addition to Tracion, R.I.P. What about the other people? Like what's Billboard's requirements where
I remember who's in the top rap. And when you told me that, I was get out of here.
Yeah, top. Where was it? I'm trying to find. That's all you need to know. Cardi, Scorpion, Post Malone. I've never listened to a song in my life like Free Will. Heard before because they played it on the radio. Attention to anything that he had going on besides that. Astro World and XXX. Is that the name of the album? I don't know if it's question mark in like quotes. I don't know what's happening. I think the only thing she's at this point. Where she's in all the top 100 song with the song collab for top streaming song Bad Bunny and J Balvin, streaming song video for the top selling song for the girl. She's just everywhere. Yeah, but I guess on streaming album sales, that's
because
like Khalid, they've got, by the way, I don't know if y'all know, but they can sing.
When they said Meek Mill or Pusha T, I was doing this.
Right, but when you go back, what their requirements there,
which is more of the reason.
I'm not watching it either.
That's
because any performers on there, I think. So I don't award shows. I don't know if I've ever said, but I live to watch award shows. Watching the boring, but I do enjoy watching them. I like watching the Grammy, the award shows. I enjoy them.
I was looking at hip hop albums of 20 from Rolling Stone, which makes more sense. Stone, but they put Meek Mill. All right.
What's number one? Before him.
They put.
What? No, that was
Yay.
Yeah,
nobody did. How did it get 30?
Somebody's out there listening to it. Okay, I didn't even have this on the docket. Okay? This ninja decided he was going and then sell socks for $13. If you cut it, then shirt that says what are those, and they're selling the T-shirts. Sir, stop it.
This is my issue. Audibly, it sounded good.
Oh, wire direct.
Because Kanye, Chance the Rapper, gave the prayers. It sounded really good. I was happy about all of that. What I haven't trying to, because you making it move things. If you're gonna do that,
right.
But in humility, I don't have time.
Right. Like reports of him starting a church for what?
Please don't start.
Salvation and all of that. Don't be going to this church.
Please don't start. Please don't do that.
But let me get back to this socks. If you, Kanye, stop it. I'm annoyed with him. It's like a publicity stunt, and I can't take it.
It drives me crazy.
I can't have it.
I don't need you to feel like trying to sell me something.
Right. Like if you can influence foolishness out of $70 church, $321, and buy me like I think so $7 for. You literally got those socks and put church socks on the people for, and then like the fact that you're just trying to monetize guys under like in Sunday service. Like it is trash. And people keep trying to get me to listen. I don't want nothing to do with this. I need him to get off it. Yeah. Didn't any of this, sir. Else to do.
He can. I feel like
according to that contract, you can't do nothing. So just do that.
Like I feel as if get back with the black, like
this ain't
something.
This ain't it, sis.
Know that you're being genuine. I can't believe you're being genuine. Tell me something every second.
And pastel colored homeless wear. I saw that video and everybody got on solid. No disrespect. This is high fashion. Got like a 3XL t-shirt with some red clothes, pink. Made a little like cutout looking situation, and that's stop, Kanye. Lord have mercy. I didn't mean to talk with it. Like I could not. I creative, and I am glad you're not on the internet being a choice and wearing MAGA hats. I'm cool with all of that. But I delve into this, but that's neither here. Just what you doing is funny.
Yeah.
I don't support it from me.
Right.
Person. And then the final thing, so a school in Texas told the parents, they come down to the school, came up there, and I guess she had on as a dress and a dress code you want. On one, it's respectability policy. But then I remember when I was a kid and I didn't, so I'm actually okay with.
Problem lies. Dress codes in black. They only put that only happen like they have to be in the suit. Have the standards always how they have to be. Then in black schools only. To any of the schools that aren't all black hats all the time. Look a certain way, then they'll and that's why I come down. Like I get it. You might be fine.
Right. Like, I don't feel like there needs to be, so to speak, but also I do come in there with like see-through shit. That's just not appropriate. A whole dress code with me.
You can dress it that way, but I don't dress codes. Like I said, black people dress codes on do it for us. Those most of the time.
Right. And like the state, like protesting or whatever, the need to enact the dress code environment, a place of learning. We have impressionable to them. What she went on to say, we prosperous future. We want and what is not appropriate for any. She also said, are there children's first? That's a certain way. It's not expression, but it conduct themselves.
One thing for respectability politics.
Like,
black people have to dress set actually every time of like the black people in the suits. It's like this all the time. Like, no, you don't have to. You can be chill in a hoodie. In jeans is fine. Yeah.
As you'll still be an N-word you got on. It don't like.
I don't like. We need to break.
Like,
we're not. Right. We're not kind of stop falling for like. We're a hood. Like forget a certain way and be fine. How our parents.
Right.
I know that a lot of said. So you tell me that most black people are respectability politics. Like
clearly the strategy hasn't worked.
Just let people do what they need.
I'm all for people. You shouldn't be coming down to your kid's school. No underwear with your butt hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, it's not appropriate. I don't have a problem with addressing
for you
that
specifically.
For you, you're the one that does this. But to then turn around, I think she also like men can't wear. And what was it?
Is said, and I promise you, with telling white people, they mimic styles. Although I like you, but they'll pop up that way.
Yeah,
we're always with respect people.
Yeah, and it's just like, look, showing parts of your
like
that's totally person. But to tell everybody else, and then the thing is, you're not being going on with people why this is happening. Like, be a ton of reasons.
You have no idea what's
maybe
going on.
People something see through. They might think talked about this in like other settings. People are wearing leggings. The leggings are black. They can wear it, not realizing that the leg definitely be walking around. I've seen some people know they don't know that it's just like you could be wearing something. It's not. And you need to be inappropriate. And I think most people is a place with young children, intimate, inappropriate. I think everybody knows. All right. So yeah, dress code, like if there were specific people crazy, you could have been like, hey sis, no more. But to create a whole and people some parents aren't supportive. Yeah. Police how people are parenting out of their house like that.
No.
Like, oh well, you're not doing this like this when you come to the school. You're inserting yourself in a situation and don't have any place to be.
Assumptions based off it.
Yes, it's just not cool. Like a dress outside of the home, but so do you have any tips?
I do have a T-tip.
Yes, give the people
tips.
Yeah.
T-tip. All right. T-tip. Biggest obstacle that you do business yourself is you have to start business the same way you would handle. You need to designate a marketing, administrative, networking, and even scheduling your week will guarantee it. It feels as if that when they are artists, it's less work. And the thing is, so you have to schedule your time, treat it like a job, everything. I'm gonna do this between this time and this. Manage your financials so when tax count, rushing and get everything together. Manage when you're gonna manage your time. Treat it like a job, you'll get paid.
Word.
So you want it appropriately to make sure.
Right. Because that's what people want. Products. Yes, that was wonderful. Anything else? All right. Thank you. If you enjoyed, please social media. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. All Love No Fear PCast. Reach out, connect with what we're talking about. You like topics that you want us to discuss. DM, send us emails. Like, we would be hacked. Like, we love that kind of stuff. Thanks for listening to episode. Back next week with Epper.
Word.
And we say sayonara later. Goodbye.
Bye.